To the glory of God, we come together today to bear testimony that at long last, after 16 grueling and agonizing years, the deed is indeed done. And we can proclaim to the world peace at last. This crisis persisted through the administration of 3 presidents. It has taken the passionate commitment of His Excellency Yaa-Naa Akufo-Addo to deliver the peace to Dagbon. Peace to Dagbon was indeed one of the major electoral promises Yaa-Naa as the candidate made. Today, we all congratulate you, Your Excellency. President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces for delivering on your promise. And it is not only the people of Dagbon, but all Ghanaians who must show gratitude.
Many of us had feared that the solution to the protracted Dagbon chieftaincy crisis, which has been a big dent on the image of chieftaincy, may not be found during our lifetime. Even after Otumfuo confidently presented his roadmap to peace in Dagbon, at the colorful event at the Jubilee House, many of us still had doubts. Successive governments have played their roles, but His Excellency President Akufo-Addo and his government deserve special praise.
Your Excellency, today has been possible as a result of your unparalleled courage, great sense of fairness, and strong leadership. Dagbon will forever be grateful for your sterling leadership and warm friendship to us. On countless occasions, you publicly declared your neutrality in the unfortunate Dagbon skin dispute. You insisted you were neither Andani nor Abudu. Indeed, you have said you are, quote unquote, Abudani. You said you had no vested interest in who ascended the nameship of Dagbon. You pledged to work for unity, peace, and development of Dagbon. Since assuming the high office of President of our country, and you have acted strictly in accordance with your pledge to Dagbon. Over the past 2 years, you and your government have acted fairly and impartially in this matter. You never gave up, even in the face of enormous challenges in your pursuit of peace and unity in Dagbon. You deployed the full arsenal and resources of state to achieve what we are witnessing today in the forecourt of Naijewa's palace, the official palace of the Dagbon state. Your Excellency, you have indeed fulfilled your promise to Dagbon. Dagbon will eternally be grateful to you.
I'm grateful to the Almighty for the opportunity today to witness the enskinment and coronation of Yaa-Naa for the people of Dagbon. This is a truly historic ceremony, one which is being witnessed by many Ghanaians for the first time in their lives. For the Andani and Abudu royal families, this event should put pain to a long struggle over several decades for the nameship of Dagbon, which has brought in its wake death, destruction, and retrogression of the Dagbon state. For me, as President of the Republic, I feel a sense of excitement because it is under my tenure of office that Dagbon, hopefully, finally, finds the path to lasting peace. That is why I congratulate again the committee of eminent chiefs brilliantly chaired by the Asantehene, Akufo-Addo II, together with the overlord of Mamprugu, the Nairi, Nabahugu Abdullah Mahami Sheriga, and the overlord of the Gonja state, the Yagbonwura, Tutumba, Boresa Sulemana Jakban, for their untiring efforts in bringing us this far. Certainly, there were moments when they must have felt like giving up on the whole thing. Thankfully, however, by the grace of God, they never did. Ghana salutes their determination and tenacity. The late Nairi, Na Muhammadu Gamni, and the late Yabonwura, Bawa Abudu Doshi, who were originally members of the committee, would definitely be sliding in their graves today. It is appropriate, too, that we applaud the wisdom of the second president of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor's decision to establish this committee of eminent chiefs as far back as 2002 in order to find the instrument to deal with the crisis in Gabon in accordance with customary laws and usages. His decision has been vindicated. All of Ghana acclaims, but for one or two regrettable, unfortunate incidents, the peaceful manner in which the funeral rites of Yaa-Naa Muhammadu Abdullahi IV and Yaa-Naa Yakubu Andani II were conducted. The rich and colorful culture of Gabon, which was on display during the funerals, won the admiration of the Ghanaian people. May the souls of the departed Yaa-Naas rest in perfect peace in the bosom of the Almighty until the last day of the resurrection, when we shall all meet again. To all the chiefs and members of the Andani and Abudu royal families, especially the recent regents, Yakubu Abdullahi Andani, formerly the Kampuku Yaa-Naa, and Abdullahi Muhammadu, formerly the Boni Lala, you have written your names in gold for your constructive contribution to the success of today's events. And when the chronicles of Gabon are written and told to generations yet unborn, you shall each be mentioned with pride. It is my hope and expectation that the new Yaa-Naa will move quickly to accord you your rightful positions in the state of Gabon to seal the process of reconciliation. Eternal vigilance, it is said, is the price of liberty. In order for us to guard and protect constantly the process that we have carved for ourselves, we have to bear in mind that there would be a small minority who will not be happy with the new status quo. There are a handful of malcontents who have benefited for a long time from the conflict and never wanted to see its end. We are not to rest on our oars and assume that every citizen of Gabon is elated about the new peace and the inscription of a new Yaa-Naa. Indeed, there is a new term for people who profit from conflict. They are called conflictpreneurs. We have to be resolute in warding off such people by strengthening the process of reconciliation amongst the people of Gabon. The Dagomba people have Islam as their religion, and the Quran states, and I quote, "When two groups of you fight, make peace between them. But if one party is recalcitrant and persists in war, let the entire group come together to ward them off," unquote. We are not to fear the strategy of our enemies, but our own mistakes. Gabon does not have to fear an external enemy. Gabon is a great state, one of the most ancient traditional states of our history. It has survived many marauding forces and repelled many enemies. Dagbon can only be brought to its knees by internal malcontents, and it is our collective duty and in our collective interest to fend them off. I therefore call on all sons and daughters of Dagbon to unite behind the new Yaa-Naa, Mahama Abukari II. He's a man of experience and dignity, and I'm confident he will discharge his duties of his new office with distinction. The Quran tells us that it is the Almighty who makes kings because, quote, He gives sovereignty to whom He wills and takes away sovereignty from whom He wills. To paraphrase the words of Holy Scripture, the enskinment of Yaa-Naa Muhammad Bukari II is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our sight. Let us give him all the support he requires as he sets about to administer the affairs of the state of Dagbon. Now, I know you are a man of peace and unity. I know from a few decisions you have taken since your selection as Yaa-Naa, you are a man of reconciliation. I believe you are the man to reconcile Dagbon and blunt the age-old rivalry of Abudu versus Andani and put Dagbon back on the path to sustain progress and prosperity, as was envisaged by one of the greatest figures in the history of Dagbon, the 18th Yaa-Naa, Zangina. Already, there are signs of good things coming to Dagbon. Just last week, Cabinet approved a $30 million water supply project. That will replace the old and dilapidated water system in Yendi and its catchment area. With my consent, the agreement for the project is now going to be submitted to Parliament for scrutiny and approval before it can begin. My government is working to put in place the infrastructure that will allow us to exploit the iron ore deposits in Shani. On the back of that exploitation, we shall put a railway line to run from Accra through the Volta region and the new Oti region and through Yendi to Burkina Faso. Once these are completed, we anticipate Yendi becoming a hub for trade and commerce. This will bring considerable prosperity to the people of Yendi and help eradicate the poverty that gives the northern region the unenviable title of being one of the poorest regions of our country. If these developments are truly to be of relevance to you and are to make positive impacts in the lives of the people of Yendi and Dagbon, then there must be peace. Development cannot take place in an atmosphere of chaos and confusion. The peace and stability of Dagbon will, in my view, be enhanced by the codification of the customary procedures and laws for the selection and enskinment of a Yaa-Naa as set out in the celebrated judgment of the Supreme Court in the case of Iri Yendi skin affairs. Clarity and order would then govern the process. Yaa-Naa, I make a commitment before you this day that I shall do everything in my power as President of the Republic to assist you to administer this state in an atmosphere of peace and tranquility. As I have said before, I am neither an Abudu nor an Andani. I am an Abudani. A person who stands for unity, reconciliation, and progress in Dagbon. Yaa-Naa Muhammad Buhari II, may the Almighty guide and bless you. May the Almighty bless your reign, bless Dagbon and us all. May He bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong.